So it's Friday afternoon and just thought I'd do a little video update. This is our structure for the chicken run. It's kind of hard to imagine right now, but it'll make a bit more sense by the end of the weekend. We've got a net that goes over the top, which is it's actually pond netting. So it's flimsy, it's not like wire. And we found in the past that that's really good because foxes can't get a purchase on it, so they tend not to venture onto it because it's just flimsy and they know it won't hold their weight. However, I think it's going to be put to the test here. The house itself, I think, will sit just here, and then we'll have a doorway here in front of us, and the tripods will hold up the netting. So this is where we decided to put the chickens in the end, which is ironic really, because it's where we first started. And then we went through a number of options, and then we just came back to this spot, because I think this spot really is probably the best spot for them. They've got all the cover of the trees here, they've got all the leaf fall, which is just their natural habitat anyway. So I think they'll be quite happy here. And the reason I'm showing you all of this is because I have some exciting news. We're going to be travelling up to my mum's tomorrow and coming back on Sunday with the chickens. So we are very excited to have our chickens coming home. Thank you so much, Mum, for looking after them. They're looking very healthy and happy. And they're laying very well as well. Out of the 4 chickens, we're getting on average 3 eggs a day. So that goes to show how happy they are. And they're going to come live in the woods for a while. There's the shed down there. Over the last few days, we've really noticed the autumn colours. Everything's just looking so autumnal now. You can see just from all the leaves on the ground here how much leaf fall there's been. I'll just show you down here. I haven't done any more work really. I've been doing a lot of work inside the house recently, and of course we were ill for quite a long time as well, so the outside work hasn't really been done as much as I would have liked. But can't do everything. Slow and slow is fine. That was just the last of a foxglove there. We were out here chatting the other day about what to do about this fallen oak, because it's actually still alive. It would be such a shame to chop it. So we're going to try and work out some way, because this pathway goes right through here and we want to maintain the pathway. So I'm thinking about putting, I don't know, some steps over it or something. We're going to have a little think about how best to deal with that. Look at those colours. All the birds are singing as well. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. The nuthatch was on the bird feeder again yesterday morning. Something about the nuthatch just, I think it reminds me of when we used to live on the farm when we were little, and we used to see nuthatches. They're so special. They're a treat to see. It's like seeing a woodpecker. It feels like a really special thing. I was thinking actually of doing some kind of wet felted picture of a nuthatch. I'll see how I get on. I don't know if you've seen, but I've put lots of events up on Facebook where I'm doing quite a lot of craft fairs from now till Christmas. I'm fully booked really with craft fairs. I'm waiting on one more to come through as well. Once that's confirmed, I'll also put that on Facebook as well. So yeah, I'll have to see how my time goes in terms of doing some wet felted pictures. Me down here because I'd like to show you what Jem's been up to. He's had some really cool projects over this week that I'd love to show you. Look at this little rowan tree. I don't know if you remember, I bought this rowan tree back in the summer. Look at the colours. Isn't it gorgeous? Look at the colours on that. Excuse all the rubbish in the background. I need to go to the tip. I've just given this a sweep along here, try and make it a bit more presentable. We found another 2 pipes going through here. You see them, the round ones? So this is the kind of, we were kind of digging a French drain around, but in actual fact we've come across these drainage pipes. It's kind of an interesting solution to the problem. Obviously the previous occupants realised there was a problem here and they put these measures in. They're perhaps not ideal, but they kind of help. So yeah, this needs a little bit of improvement work. I'm just going to lift the camera over the mud kitchen because it's in a bit of a state. Haven't managed to get round to tidying that yet. The fire's going really well. We've managed to sort out our wood supply by the skin of our teeth. We just about got it. Look at that cherry tree. It's luminous. Just fabulous. These are the stalks of my giant tree lilies, which I'm hoping are going to survive the winter here. They always survive the winter just fine in London, but of course it's much milder. So I'll have to protect them and hope for the best. Look at this. Look at that. Jem's made a wood shelter at the front of the house. Isn't it fab? We just we scavenged some pallets. It was all done completely for free. We scavenged the pallets. The uprights are pieces of tree that we've found or felled on the land. The struts across here are shelving from the kitchen, and this roof was the old roof of the fallen shed at the back of the house that we found. I documented that a few months ago. So yeah, completely for free, just Jem's time. And look at that. Isn't it cool? So impressed. This here is the oak, which we're seasoning for next year. This is some ash that Jem just felled and cut today, and should be good for burning. And this is the cherry, which is what we've been burning over the last couple of weeks. And the cherry burns fantastically, even though it's an absolute, it feels like an absolute sin to be burning it, because obviously it turns fabulously. And if we'd known that it was cherry when we first picked it up, we wouldn't have used it for firewood. We would have had it made into some bowls and stuff, but unfortunately we didn't know that it was cherry, and so it got used for firewood. But never mind, we know now for next time. And we've got a number of cherry trees which we'll be processing, so hopefully we can still get some nice bowls turned. And then he's been tidying this area here. You can see he's built wood stack here as well. This is our main wood processing area. So he's cleared the actual area he needs to work in with the chainsaw and the axe. And then he's built this kind of temporary shelter, because we were finding that there's so much rain that we'd pile up the wood here ready to be chopped, and it's just getting so wet. So it actually needs to be covered, and then he can chop it, and then we can stack it properly, and it just seems to work a little better. It's undercover a little bit more. These are the ash trees that he's just chopped today. They had ash dieback, so they were standing there dead. So it didn't take much to bring those down. And actually, in the process, we put a ladder up here, and we climbed up. This is a ledge here, and we climbed up onto that ledge and realised that is going to make such a good tree house for Emmy. And so we're going to level that out and build a tree house into the rock face, because it is so cool. And it's not massive, but it's big enough for her, and it's just really cool. It's really nice up there because you're right in the rock face. Look at that tree there. Gorgeous. I actually don't know what that is. I have a feeling it might be a beech. And if it is, it's probably the only beech we have, or one of the very few anyway. So we don't have very many beech trees here. But the view that she will get from her tree house, she can't really appreciate from down here. Oh, you can see the sun setting is over that way. And you can see over this shrub. So you can see right down into the village and over the hills. That's really nice. Ah, look at that lovely sunset. The sun actually sets behind me, behind the house. But we do get the haze on the horizon, which is so pretty. Oh, I've just seen the moon. Let me show you the moon. The moon seems to be absolutely massive at the moment. Oh, can you see her? Don't know if my camera's that good. That's the moon. We get such a good view of the moon. We get the moon and the sunrise. Perfect. And there's the village. I'm going to be moving these trees soon. It's getting a bit dark, isn't it? Oh, there we go. So I'm going to be moving these trees. This is a magnolia stellata that Jem bought me for my birthday a few years ago, because it always flowers on my birthday. It's really, really lovely. And so we look forward to that flowering every spring. And then this one here is a blueberry tree, and you might remember the blueberry tree from when we first moved here, and it was absolutely covered in blueberries, and the blackbird ate all of them. Gee, blackbird. So both of these trees are going to be moved over to beside the new wood stack up on there. But it's a bit of a mission because I need help from Jem, and we need a sack barrow because they're really heavy. So that's going to be done at some point. And then this is my bay tree, and the bay tree will be put up next to the front door so that it's a bit closer to the kitchen, because at the moment it's a bit of a trek having to go across the track trying to get to it. And then I need to sort out all these plants as well. These are the geraniums, and they're going to be going in along the track, because I've got these visions of the track being, instead of grass banks all the way down, just banks of flowers all the way down. So hydrangeas and geraniums and marguerites and Michaelmas daisies, just lovely, shrub-like kind of things like that, so that you're kind of driving through a bank of flowers. I think that would look really nice and be great for the bees too. Oh, someone's turning into our driver. I'm not sure who that is. I think it might be the owner of the shed. And the Acer trees will be moved to a different place as well, though we're not quite sure yet where that will be. Maybe around the back of the house. It's okay, the car was just turning round, so that's not a problem. So that's all the plans here. We've also been slowly putting hardcore on the driveway to try and sort out the massive holes, and that's going well. We've got quite a lot of hardcore to get rid of, so it's handy to have a place where we can dump it on the land. We're not really interested in taking, throwing things away, as it were, and taking things off the land, because where is away? When you throw something away, where's away, right? was it going to go off to landfill somewhere? Just doesn't feel right. So as much as possible, we deal with our waste and rubbish here on the land. It's not always possible, of course. Like I said earlier about taking, the rubbish that was down there, and I said, I need to do a tip run, because we have a lot of broken glass and plastics to be recycled. So in that case, if we can't find a use for them on the land, then of course they have to go off, but wherever possible we keep them on. Can just try and do whatever we can, really. See if I can show you the river down here. Look at the water coming out of there. That's all coming off of our land, or off of our track. In fact, it's mostly coming out of the spring. We'd like to harness that if possible. River's not too high today. Gorgeous trees. I've been thinking a lot about the forest, and I think our main aim with it is going to be preserving what's already there and enhancing the biodiversity in any way that we can. I'm quite excited to see what happens next, really. She's pretty gorgeous just as she is. Anyway, better get back to it. It's time for me to go and see what's occurring with dinner. And get prepared for the chickens. Yay! I'll post lots of updates so that you can follow their journey back home. And looking forward to them coming back home. Hope you all have a lovely rest of the evening. Enjoy it. Enjoy all the autumn colours. And stay warm. It's ever so chilly. You can see the smoke coming out of our chimney. Okay. Bye.